Good morning, students. Welcome to Silver Bells Mansarovar Online Education. Today we are going to discuss literary heritage of India. Students, in previous video we discussed about ancient literature. In this video we are going to discuss about medieval literature. So let us start. During the beginning of medieval age in North India, the language of literature was Sanskrit. So the great works were composed during this period were in Sanskrit. As we can understand, in North India, the language of literature was Sanskrit. So good work were formed, were composed in which language? In Sanskrit. In this age, two great works were written in Kashmiri. First was Somdeva's Katha Sarita Sagar, and second was Kalhana's Raj Tarangini. There are first historical books of India. So it can be asked, okay, which are first historical books of India. So the answer of that first was Somdeva's Katha Sarita Sagar, and second one was Kalhana's Raj Tarangini. The next, another famous work of this time is Git Govind by Jaydeva, which is one of the finest poems in Sanskrit language. As we have said before, this was the period when the Apurabans language had started developing into modern Indian language. Student, what does mean by Apurabans? Apurabans means there is no clear grammatical structure. Otherwise, there are some mistakes, okay, in a presentation of literary work. So, as we have said before that, the period when Apurabans language had started developing into modern Indian language. One of the earliest work in early form of Hindi was Prithviraj Raso by Chand Bardai. The work that marks the beginning of Hindi literature deals with heroic deeds of Prithviraj Chauhan. As we know, the bravery about Prithviraj Raso, which was narrated in Prithviraj Raso by whom? Chand Bardai. In this time, Sanskrit literature made great stride in South India. In South India, Sanskrit literature was developed. For some time, Jainism influenced Kannada literature. The poet Pampa composed Adi Puran and Vikramarjun Vijayan. The poet Ponna wrote Shantipuram, describing the life of 16 Jain Tirthankar. Okay, it can be asked, what is the poet Panna wrote in Shantipuram? The answer is he described the life of 16th Jain Tirthankar. Then the poet Rana composed two books, namely Ajitnath Puran and Gadayuddha. The poet, namely Pampa, Ponna and Rana, are known as the trio of early Kannada literature. So that kind of question can be asked, who were known as trio of early Kannada literature. Okay, so answer you have to give about it. Okay, the poet, namely Pampa, Ponna and Rana, are known as the trio of early Kannada literature. Poet Kamban composed Ramayana in Tamil language. Apart from this, other famous literary works were written in Tamil language. So by this way, okay, in South India also literary work started to form. Now next, the development of Indian languages and composition got promotion in Delhi Sultanate. Two forms of Delhi language. Which are two forms of the Delhi language? Khadi Boli and Brij Bhasha began to be used for writing language. Okay, mainly devotional songs were composed in these languages. Okay, in both languages, which kind of songs were composed? Devotional. Many heroic poems and stories were composed in Rajasthani language, which is similar to Hindi and Gujarati. Okay, after hearing something Rajasthani, we can have an idea about the meaning of the words because it is nearby. Otherwise, we can say it is similar to Hindi and Gujarati. The heroic work like Allah, Udal and Vishal Dev Raso were popular at that time. A book called Chandrayaan written by Mullah Daud is the oldest book in Avdi language. Okay, which book? Again I am repeating. Okay, a book called Chandrayaan written by Mullah Daud is oldest book in Avdi language. However, the critical appreciation of the ancient books was still written in Sanskrit language. Okay, but whatever critical appreciation, okay, which was written in which language? Sanskrit. Then one another language, Persian. Persian was the language of court of Delhi Sultanate. Okay, so maybe that kind of question can be asked. Which language was court of Delhi Sultanate? So the answer is Persian language. Consequently, many Persian words are seen in Indian languages. Many historians emerged out during this period. We get proper description of Indian history through Turkish written in Persian language. Ziauddin Barani wrote the Tarikh-e-Firoz Shahi, which gives a detailed account of the region of Khilji and Tughlaq kings. Okay, so again keep this in mind. Ziauddin Barani wrote the Tarikh-e-Firoz Shahi, which gives detail about whom? About the region of Khilji and Tughlaq kings. He also wrote a book on political theory called Fatwa-e-Jahangir. Okay, so which was political theory? Fatwa-e-Jahangir. Okay, now next, the most outstanding literary figure of this period was Amir Khusro. He was poet, historian, mystic saint and composer of music. He was also a disciple of Nizamuddin Aulia. He wrote the Ashika, the Na, Sipir and Kiratul Sadyam, the Khajain-ul-Fath and several other works of poetry. He took great pride of his being an Indian and praised India as the earthly paradise. He praised India's flora, fauna, its beauty, its buildings, its knowledge and learning. He strongly believed that in many respects the essence of Hinduism resembled Islam. So over here, Amir Khusro, being Muslim, but he took great pride of his being an Indian, okay, poet, and praised India as a earthly paradise. Okay, he compared India as heaven. Then India's flora and fauna, its beauty, its building, knowledge, and everything. Okay, we can see the culture, civilization of India. He gave preference to develop, and he wrote many things about it. He strongly believed in many respect of essence of Hinduism resembled in Islam also. He considered Hindavali, this Hindi spoken around the region of Delhi, his mother tongue, and composed many verses in it. He composed verses in many languages. He wrote a number of bilingual quatrains and verses in Hindi and Persian. The healthy tradition started by him continued for centuries after him. Means whatever he started, okay, it was run for long time in literature. Then next, the regional kings gave a great impetus to regional language and literature. Bhakti saint preached in the language of the people. Okay, भक्ति सेंट मतलब साधु, कोई भी मतलब आध्यात्मिक बात बतानी है तो वहाँ की लोकल लैंग्वेज में समझाती है। अगर वो संस्कृत में समझाएंगे या कोई दूसरी लैंग्वेज में समझाने का ट्राई करेंगे तो वहाँ के जो लोग हैं ना, जो पढ़े लिखे नहीं है, वो चीज़ को समझ नहीं पाएंगे। इसलिए उन्होंने क्या किया, वहाँ की लोकल लैंग्वेज जो थी, जहाँ रहते थे वो लैंग्वेज में उन्होंने मतलब कि नए नए जो चीज़ें थी आध्यात्मिक के उसके क्रिएशन स्टार्ट किया। ओके, और वो लैंग्वेज में उन्होंने लिखना स्टार्ट किया। भक्ति सेंट्स प्रीच in the language of the people. Many of them, like Kabir, were great poets. Bhojpuri and Avdi were the major dialects during those days. Okay, which dialects language were Bhojpuri and Avdi? Dialects में क्या होता है, बहुत सारी अशुद्धियाँ होती है। The works of Kabir are chiefly composed in Sadhu Khadi. Among them, Kabir's dohas have become a part of folklore. कि कबीर के दोहा आज भी हम सुनते हैं। हम मलिक मोहम्मद जैसी रॉट पद्मावत इन अवधी. देयर आर मैनी अदर पोएट्स ऑफ अवधी इन दिस पीरियड. सो मैनी अदर पोएट्स दे ऑल्सो रिटन इन अवधी लैंग्वेज. मोर ओवर द वेल नोन रामचरितमानस बाय तुलसीदास वॉज रिटन इन अवधी. ओके, आफ्टरवर्ड्स व्हाट हैपेंड, सम a book which was written in Sanskrit. Okay, Tulsidas wrote in Sanskrit, Ramcharitmanas, but it is also written in Avdi language. So local people can have idea about Ramcharitmanas. There were many other writers of Avdi languages. Beside Hindi language, literature in other language also developed. In Bengali, Ramayana by Kritavasa and hundred of lyrics by famous poet Chandidas were written under the patronage of the rulers. Patronage मतलब सपोर्ट करना। उस टाइम के जो भी रूलर्स थे उन्होंने लिटरेचर के लिए जो लिखने वाले जो पोएट थे उनको सपोर्ट किया, मतलब कि उनका घर चले, उनका जो लाइवलीहुड है वो दिया, इसलिए वो लिटरेचर में वो काम कर पाए। और जनरली ऐसा होता है, जो किंग्स मतलब कि जो वहाँ के स्कॉलर्स होते हैं, वहाँ के राइटर होते हैं, उनको सपोर्ट करते हैं तो उस टाइम को बहुत अच्छा गिना जाता है, उसके बारे में बहुत अच्छा लिखा जाता होता है। ओके, विथ सेंट चैतन्य द ट्रेडिशन ऑफ राइटिंग डिवोशनल सॉन्ग्स बिगन. नरसिंह मेहता रोट डिवोशनल सॉन्ग इन गुजराती एंड नामदेव एंड सेंट एकनाथ इन मराठी. ओके, सो एट दैट टाइम नरसिंह मेहता wrote in Gujarati, Namdev and Saint Eknath, okay, they also wrote in Marathi. So in local language they have started to write. There were important developments in Kashmir under Jainulabdin, under whose patronage many Sanskrit works like Mahabharata and Raj Tarangani were translated into Persian. Okay, so as I told, if the ruler of that area is good, he tried to translate many books from one language to another. So that is the one thing. Sanskrit work like Mahabharat and Raj Tarangi were translated in which language? In Persian. In the region of King of Vijayanagar, Sanskrit literature continued to develop. However, this was an important period for the growth of Telugu literature. Raj Krishnadev Rai, the great king of Vijayanagar, was also a Telugu and Sanskrit writer. He himself also writer, Raj Krishnadev Rai. Telugu and Sanskrit writer. He wrote Amukta Malayad. So at the time, ruler were also a poet and writer. So they could write themselves also. As in art and architecture, the Mughal period also saw great development in literature. Babur, the first Mughal ruler, was one of the pioneer of Turkish poetry and also the author of a very valuable autobiography, Tuzuke Babur, in Turkish. Okay, Babur also a good writer, and he also wrote autobiography Tuzuke Babur in Turkish language, which was later translated into Persian and titled Babarnama. Gulbadan Begum, sister of Emperor Humayun, wrote Humayunama. Jahangir wrote his great autobiography, the Tuzuke Jahangiri. Aurangzeb also was prolific writer, and the last Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar was a notable Urdu poet. So in Mughal era also good work done in literature. Hindi literature made significant progress during Akbar's reign. Tulsidas and Surdas wrote this period. The great poet Keshav Das wrote on love and separation. Rahims, dohas are still popular all over India. So in Hindi literature also work happened during Akbar's reign. Tulsidas and Surdas wrote in this period, and great poet Keshav Das wrote on love and separation. Okay, प्रेम और वियोग. अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन कुछ भी आता है तो आप ध्यान रखोगे. And Rahims, dohas are still popular all over India. Okay, students. Now in this para, many noteworthy books were written in during this period. Abdul Fazal wrote in Ain-e-Akbari and the Akbarnama. Ain-e-Akbari gives detail of Indian customs, manners, religion, philosophy, economic condition, and almost every aspect of life. So maybe this kind of question can be asked. What does Ain-e-Akbari give details about? So answer is Ain-e-Akbari gives detail of Indian custom, manners, religion, philosophy, economic condition, almost every aspect of life. As historical work, it perhaps unparalleled. Abdul Fazl's brother Faizi was great Persian poet and translated many Sanskrit works into Persian. Okay, so Abdul Fazl's brother Faizi was a great Persian poet and he translated many Sanskrit work into Persian. So we can say there was a time of translation of different book from one to another book. Akbar had established an independent department for translation of Sanskrit works like the Mahabharata and Ramayana and Atharvaveda, the Bhagavad Gita and the Panchatantra. So that is why it is the richness of Indian culture. So that is why Akbar also established independent department for translation of Sanskrit into other language. Okay, so we can say we already are scholars. They wrote many things about science, management, and also the essence of life, which was written in Sanskrit. That is why Akbar established independent department for translation
of Sanskrit book into other languages. Now next, one of the most significant development during the medieval period was the birth of Urdu language. Okay, so Urdu language born in medieval period. Make sure this new language soon developed into one of the richest modern Indian languages. It produced great poets like Wali, Mir Dard, Mir Taqi Mir, Nazir Akbarabadi, Abdullah Khan, Ghalib, maybe you have heard the name, Iqbal and others. Students. Then Urdu prose also developed in the early 18th century when the translation of most of all historical work from Sanskrit into Urdu began. At the same time, original prose work in Urdu was written. Muhammad Hussain Azad's Darbar-e-Akbari is one of the best work of Urdu language. Okay, so maybe that kind of question can be asked. Okay, Urdu prose also developed in which century? 18th century. Okay, and when translation of most of the historical work from Sanskrit into Urdu. Okay, after many languages they were translated from Sanskrit into Persian and other languages. Afterwards, Sanskrit language is also translated into Urdu language also. Okay. By this way, we have finished the about medieval period of literature. Next video we'll see ancient University of India. Okay, so where that scholar they learn, otherwise they got the knowledge about the universities. Okay, we will discuss. Thank you. Have a nice day.